All right, here we go. Hello, everybody. We are live right now. I'm actually going to be taking, as you can tell, the Myers-Briggs personality test, of which there are 16 different personalities. And of course, this website is called 16personalities.com. So if you want to take it on this site, you can. There are other websites where you can take this personality test, but this one, they created these little characters and they gave them names. Um, which I've already taken this test before. So this is just me taking it again, simply for you guys to see it. But this is live, so I do want to interact with people and see how their reactions are as I'm doing this. So I recommend that you check this out. It's just a personality test where you're going to fall into one out of these 16 personalities. And so yeah, if you want to know what I get, watch this video. It's going to be a really long video. It's going to be a live stream. But hopefully throughout this, there's actually going to be some topics that we can talk about that have to do with personality. And see how it goes. So it's going to be hard for me to manage this because I have to jump back from this website over to this other tab where people, are going to be chatting. So we got Cyber Creation saying hi. Hello there. All right, we'll get people going. So I'm just going to talk, and as people join, they can just leave comments, and we're going to do this. So first I'm going to click over. There's a button here that says read about our theory. I'm going to click on that. So their theory is basically that, there's different letters here. And if I scroll down, this will show a good idea of what it's all about. You're going to have 4 different letters. It could be INTJ, ESFP. Basically, the first letter is either going to be I or E, depending on if you're introverted or extroverted. The next one is intuition versus sensing or observing. The T stands for thinking, the SF stands for feeling, the J stands for judging, the P stands for perceiving, and that is basically just what this website chooses for all these to be. I think other websites call the P something else and maybe the S and the N something else. I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, this is, like this says, this is just a simplified description of the Myers-Briggs theory. Myers-Briggs are 2 different people who came up with this theory. It's a famous personality test, but this website just kind of simplifies it and everything. So we're going to take this right now. Anybody watching right now, have you guys heard of this? Have you taken it? I'm just curious. We got Bob here. We got Just a Fighter. You guys saying what's up? Thank you guys for joining. Um, well, I'm just going to take this test live for you guys to watch. I don't know how interesting this is going to be, but, I figured that, you guys might want to do it. And if you guys haven't taken this yet, that'd be cool. So we got Just a Fighter saying, I saw your video on loneliness, and you have the same at one point situation, kind of. Okay, cool. Yeah, a lot of people have related to my loneliness videos, and I think that's great. Not great that we're lonely, but it's awesome that we can all kind of realize that you're not the only one that feels alone, and oftentimes you will see similarities to the people. You'll see similarities to other people and what they're experiencing. So yeah. Bob says, I've heard of this, but I've never taken it before. Well, that's great. I'm just going to take it live for you. It's going to be, an hour long video. So, don't be afraid to just, leave and come back or whatever. But I appreciate your guys' comments as I take the test. So, let me click on the button somewhere that says take the test. So then it says it'll take less than 12 minutes. It's going to take longer because I'm streaming. It says answer honestly and try not to leave anything neutral. I'm going to leave questions neutral because some of them are difficult questions to answer. So let's see. First question. You find it difficult to introduce yourself to other people. I will click agree for that one because, I'm shy, social anxiety. It's kind of hard for me to introduce myself. worrying a lot about what other people think is something that I deal with. So as I answer these questions, feel free to answer these questions yourself or leave comments, and that'll be cool. So that way I can, not just bore you with answering these questions myself. And any feedback that you have is great. If I'm going too slow, too fast, whatever. Let's see. Here we are. Next question. You often get so lost in thoughts that you ignore or forget your surroundings. Yeah, this is true for me. I do think a lot and just kind of, it doesn't really matter where I'm at. I'm just always thinking about anything else that's going on. And that's just true for me. So when you take this test, which hopefully you do, go to 16personalities.com. This is just based on honestly how you feel. This is, just what it means to you. Different people will answer these questions differently. There's no right or wrong answers. It's just a personality test. Let's see. We got Marsh here saying, "What's up, Kenny?" And right now I'm taking the Myers-Briggs personality test. So if you're interested in that, that's awesome. Okay, next question. You try to respond to your emails as soon as possible and cannot stand a messy inbox. Okay, I really don't care about a messy inbox. Um, I really don't respond quickly to emails, so that would mean that I would disagree with this one. All right. Next question. You find it easy to stay relaxed and focused even when there is some pressure. No. When I'm under pressure, it usually brings out the anxiety and panic. So I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but like I probably don't do well under pressure. So I'm gonna go with disagree. I'm gonna put slightly not all the way, but yeah, I'm gonna disagree with that one. Any other comments or questions from you guys? All right, you guys are just watching me do this. That's cool too. Don't be shy, if you want to say something. All right, next question. You do not usually initiate conversations. 100%. I never initiate conversations. I'm always quiet, really reserved. I wait for people to talk to me. Um, it's just how I am. Not really a social person, as you'll find out over the course of these questions. All right, next question. You rarely do something just out of sheer curiosity. No, I always do stuff based out of curiosity. Like that's who I am. I'm always wondering uh, what is all out there. Like whether that's intellectually, I'm always looking for everything I can find. I meet people because they're interesting to me. That's curiosity. So I'm a very curious person. So my question for you guys, if you're watching this, is: are you guys curious? Are you led by your curiosity, or what is true about that for you? So, all right, how do I answer this? You rarely do something. So no, that would be disagree because I always do stuff out of curiosity. All right, so we're at 10%. So this might take a while for me to finish this test. All right, you feel superior to other people. Definitely not. I feel inferior to other people. That is this problem I have with low self-esteem and insecurities. So I'm going to put disagree. All right. Let me check the comments real quick. My answers are the same as yours. That's cool. And then Cameron saying, I've done that. It's so fucking accurate. I'm an ISFP. That's cool. That's pretty close to what I am. You'll find out what I am as I go through this. Actually, I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to get right now because some people don't want to watch the entire video. They won't find out what I am. So what I am is an INFP. And we'll get to that and look at what that means later on in the video when I finish the test. So cool. I'm glad that, somebody here has taken this already and can talk about it. You said that it's accurate. I found that most of the times when you take this, it's going to be really accurate. And it does do a good job of, there's 16 different outcomes, 16 different personalities, and you will fit one of them more than you will fit the other 15. So that's why it is pretty accurate. Zach McDonald saying, "Wish I was a RIP." Is that supposed to be a joke? That's great. Uh, Bob says, "Always curious but apprehensive if it will cause any kind of disturbance." That makes sense about curiosity and stuff like that. All right, so let's get back to the test. See what question I'm on. Being organized is more important to you than being adaptable. That is not true for me. For me, I'm more interested in being adaptable. I want, if something new happens, I want to be ready for it. Being organized is just not my strong suit. I'm very disorganized. I need to get my life together and everything, but that's just not how it is. I just want to be ready for anything that new that happens. So the answer to this question would be disagree. All right, next question. You are usually highly motivated and energetic. Again, disagree. Low energy, hard to get motivated. I'm not very energetic. I have to, if I am going to be energetic, I have to like really force myself to be that. All right. Next question. Winning a debate matters less to you than making sure no one gets upset. This is an interesting question. It's a hard one for me to answer because I don't care about winning a debate. I don't, when I think about people who want to win debates, there tends to be this idea that, you like to be a winner, you like the other person to be a loser, you want to prove that the other person is wrong. For me, I'm more of like the teacher. I would prefer that who I'm debating against, it's not really a debate. I want it to be a conversation. I want the other person to learn something from it. I don't need to be right, but when it comes to making sure that no one gets upset, I don't want people to get upset, but whether or not somebody gets upset isn't really my fault, uh, or something that I really care about. So this one's kind of true, but kind of not true for me. Um, Winning a debate matters less to you than making sure no one gets upset. Uh, I'd say that's fairly true, but barely. So that's why I'm putting the small one. All right, next question. You often feel as if you have to justify yourself to other people. Unfortunately, yes. I do feel like I have to justify myself. Whenever I do something, I always think, what is my reason for getting away with this? Like I always try to think about how I can explain myself to other people instead of just doing what I want to do and not care what other people think. I really care what people think. All right, let's see. What do you guys have to say? I had to switch back and forth between the different screens here, between your guys' comments and taking the test. So let's see. Cyber Creation says, for me, I like to be organized, need to prep beforehand. Um, Valerie says, what's up? Hello, Valerie. Nice to meet you. We got, hey, Kenny, what's the name of the test you're taking? This is called the Myers-Briggs Personality Test. You can go to 16personalities.com to take the one that I'm taking, although there are other websites. As Cameron just said right there. Awesome. I didn't have to say it. Bob says organization is great for simplifying daily tasks. It takes a while to do, but it saves so much time when in a hurry. I agree with that. As you're going to see when I take this test, I fail at organization skills and I'm not very organized, but that's just my personality. That's what makes us different. Some of you guys will be more organized and you'll answer these questions differently. Marsh says, I like to be adaptable as well. All right. Let's move on. This is going to take a while for me to finish this. So I want to get through this so we can look at this more afterwards. Your home and work environments are quite tidy. Disagree. My home is very messy, and again, with the whole organization thing, not really my strong suit. Let's see. You do not mind being at the center of attention. It's true, I don't mind. I mean, I'm in the center of attention right now in this video, so clearly I don't mind it. If it said, do you prefer to be the center of attention? I don't know. I'm drawn towards being in the center of attention, but naturally, I am this really shy, quiet guy who spends a lot of time alone. But if I ever have the opportunity to be the center of attention, and there's a good reason for it, I want to be there. I want to be that person in some way. So I'm going to say, yeah, I'm going to go with that one. All right. You consider yourself more practical than creative. I'm not very creative. I wish I was. So yes, I would say I'm more practical than creative. Okay, next question. People can rarely upset you. What does that mean? Does that mean that when people try to push my buttons that I will get upset easily? Or what does that mean? Or does it mean that I just get upset simply by seeing other people doing stuff, like I don't really care what other people do, if that's what that means. I don't get upset seeing things that are upsetting. Like, yeah, sure, people can do some really disturbing things that make you upset. Like you see in the news, like somebody kills somebody or something. You're like, I should probably be upset about that. But I don't know. I don't really get upset by people, so I'm just gonna say disagree. I don't get upset. I get upset at myself, if that makes sense, more than other people. Okay, next question. Your travel plans are usually well thought out. Well, I don't travel, but that's kind of a stupid question. I'm gonna put neutral on that one just because I don't know what to say. All right, any comments? Um, all right, nothing really new yet. Feel free to leave a comment if you just joined. Don't be shy. Say something. Let me know what you think about this. All right, next question. It is often difficult for you to relate to other people's feelings. No, I found it one of my strong suits is being able to understand how people feel. Really trying to understand as good as I can. You do run into people a lot in life that just don't care about other people's feelings. You know, they just don't get it. You know, why is this person crying? It doesn't make any sense. I'm very emotional myself, so when I see somebody else being emotional, it's like, yeah, I get it. So, no, it's not difficult for me. So I'm gonna disagree with that one. Your mood can change very quickly. Yeah, that's like I don't know if I'm actually bipolar, but I have probably a very light version of it where at some points I go from being depressed to feeling really energetic and happy and inspired to being, kind of depressed again. So yeah, my mood can change like that for sure. In a discussion, truth should be more important than people's sensitivities. This is an interesting one because it asks you, what do you value more, what's true or how people feel? And when it comes to this type of thing, I really do care about people's sensitivities. I really am aware of other people's sensitivities. However, in a discussion, you have to put your feelings aside. You have to put your feelings aside to look at what is true because there is a large amount of stuff in life that is objectively true. And if you just ignore that because you don't want it to be true, you can't just because when you really care more about people's sensitivities, you're basically saying that you're putting that person as the center of the world instead of the truth that lies beyond them. So what that means is I'm going to answer this question saying yes, I agree with that, but I'm not going to go all the way with that one. Next question: you rarely worry about how your actions affect other people. I'm going to disagree with that because I always worry how what I do affects other people. That is like the thing that makes me me. All right, we got a bunch of people watching. Thank you guys for watching and for joining. Thank you for everybody new here. We got Cyber Creation saying I can read other people's feelings and read people, but for me, it's hard to express my own feelings. That's interesting. Um, I can't say that's the same for me. I think that I do express my feelings uh, pretty well. But I definitely try. I try mostly in my life to understand other people. I've actually kind of made that a life mission of mine. So it's very important for me to get to know people, uh, and yeah. All right, cool. Let's move on. Love your guys' comments. Keep doing it. Your work style is closer to random energy spikes than to a methodical and organized approach. There's a lot of these questions about whether or not I'm organized, and I'm not organized at all in my life. So this is making me very self-conscious about I need to get my life together, get more organized and methodical, and plan things more. So yeah, I am definitely more of a random energy spike person. Sometimes I just feel like not doing anything. I just randomly get these bursts of energy and motivation to do stuff, and I have to take advantage of those moments. Like that's the trick when you're very very unmotivated, when you're lazy, is when you get the inspiration to do something, you can't let that just pass by. You can't just ignore that that sense of inspiration. Like you have to what they call seize the day or seize the opportunity in that moment. Get stuff done, and then that way you don't have to worry about it again. Because if you're lazy, that's just something you struggle with. Okay, next question. You are often envious of others. Do I really have to say this one, or can you guys guess what it is? I'm very insecure. I judge myself very harshly. I'm very envious of other people. I wish I was more like other people. That stems from this lack of self esteem that I have. So, all right. An interesting book or a video game is often better than a social event. So I get what they're saying here. This is the classical introvert versus extrovert type of a question. Introverts, of course, like reading books and playing video games, and extroverts like to go out and hang out with people. But the thing about this question is that I actually would probably prefer to go to a social event because of how much I have isolated myself and how much like I don't have friends and how I'm very lonely. It's like when like I don't have very many opportunities to actually go out to a social event. So I can read books and play video games all day, which I really kind of do in a way. But yeah, I get what they're trying to say here. I am more into the introverted stuff. Okay, being able to develop a plan and stick to it is the most important part of every project. Okay, that's an interesting question because I feel like being able to develop a plan is something you have to do all the time and stick to it. Like, what are they trying to say? As opposed to what? Just not having a plan and not sticking to it? Is that really a project then? Like, isn't that any project you do? Isn't it something that you come up with a plan then do it? I'm confused. But no, I would agree that it is important to plan and stick to it. Otherwise, you don't know if you're gonna like how it's gonna turn out. Man, we're only 40% way through this. This is gonna be a very long one. Let's see. What do we got as far as comments? Um, let's see. All right. I can't read all your comments. I got to get through this test because we're only 40% of the way through. You rarely get carried away by fantasies and ideas. That's not true. I'm constantly always fantasizing about stuff and wondering like about things. You often find yourself lost in thought when you're walking in nature. That's very specific. I don't walk in nature. I'm more of an indoor person. I'm like an indoor cat. Like I don't go out very much. But yeah, I do find myself lost in thought a lot. If someone does not respond to your email quickly, you start worrying if you said something wrong. I mean, I pretty much understand that if somebody doesn't respond right away, that I got to give them time, like patience. But I'm not gonna answer that one. I'm gonna put it right in the middle. As a parent, you would rather see your child grow up kind than smart. Uh, so do I value kindness or intelligence more? Is basically what this question is asking. Well, what do you guys think? I don't know. Like this is like why not both? Like isn't it isn't being kind a smart thing to do? And I don't know. What do I value more? And I guess I'm gonna put agree. I'd rather than be kind than smart. You do not let other people influence your actions. I disagree. I'm very easily influenced by people. If you want to influence me, I want you to like me, so I'm gonna do something that will make you like me. Let's see. Your dreams tend to focus on the real world and its events. You mean like when I'm sleeping? Those kind of dreams? Or like what I want to do with my life kind of dreams? I don't know. I'm just not going to answer that one. 50% of the way through, we have a lot more to go through right now. It does not take you much time to start getting involved in social activities at your new workplace. Disagree. It takes me a long time to get involved in social activities. I don't talk to anybody at work, hardly ever. We got 12 people watching. Thank you guys for joining. Feel free to leave a comment, say hi. Let me know what you think about this. For those of you that are new, I really would appreciate you checking out. If you can afford to donate to the super chat thing, I know I got to promote that. Last time I was really surprised when like 3 different people donated money and it made my day. So if you want to make my day, go ahead and do that. That's the only time I'm going to promote that right now, just because there's a lot of people here. But okay, getting back to this, we got Bob saying, um, lost a lot of friends because of not non-expression. We got Valerie asking, do you have social anxiety? Yes, I do. I've talked about it a little bit. Um, let's see. All right. Um, I did say I like to go to social events. Wow, Cameron, thank you for the $1 donation. I really do appreciate it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what makes my day so much better. I'm glad that you could afford just donating one little thing. It does make a huge difference. Um, I I do like social events just because like I want to be around people more, but I am really reserved. It takes a long time for me to open up to people and feel confident enough in myself to really interact. I also just really suck at like social skills, like talking to people. Like I never know what to say. So it's kind of just this frustrating thing. I do have social anxiety, but I do like the spotlight. All right, let's move on. Next question. You are more of a natural improviser than a careful planner. No. The thing is about this is that I am not really a careful planner, but I'm more of a careful planner than I am a natural improviser. I think I'm more of a careful planner because I'm very cautious and very nervous about everything, how everything's going to turn out. So if I don't plan ahead, I feel like everything's going to go wrong. I feel like if you're a natural improviser, you're ready for things to be not exactly the way you thought they would go, and then yeah, you're just ready to you can make anything happen when you're an improviser. That's basically what that means, right? um I'd give myself a D in careful planning and an F in improvising. So just because I'm better at planning doesn't mean that I am good at it. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Disagree. I'm very much controlled by my emotions. You enjoy going to social events that involve dress up or role playing activities. Uh, no, I avoid them heavily. I wish I could. Again, I wish I was more extroverted and could have fun like that, but it's just not me. I just can't do it. What about you guys? Would you guys go to dress up or role playing activities? Do you enjoy them? Do you avoid them? I would like to know. We have Zach saying, "I wish I could donate money, Kenny. Sorry, that's okay. I don't really like. You don't have to donate anything. I just thought I'd bring it up because you guys probably didn't know about it, and it's gonna help me out so much, with my channel going forward. Because I make like $10 a month with AdSense, and that's not very much. So if you have something, it helps. All right. Next question. You often spend time exploring unrealistic and impractical yet intriguing ideas. Yeah, I do think about things even if they're not realistic or even if they are impractical. I like to just think about stuff, whether, whatever it might be. You would rather improvise than spend time coming up with a detailed plan. Again, we just went through this. Disagree. All right. You are relatively reserved and quiet. 100%. If you had a business, you would find it very difficult to fire loyal but underperforming employees. It would be difficult for me, yes. Would I be able to do it? Maybe. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence. What about you guys? Yes, I definitely do that. That's what I spend a lot of my time doing. Logic is usually more important than heart when it comes to making important decisions. This is basically getting down to the really deep thing about our personalities, because some people will answer this saying, no, it's, you need to think logically what makes sense when it comes to making a decision. Other people say, just what do you feel is right? listen to your heart, to your morals, or whatever it might be, um, and listen to that when you're making an important decision. I guess it depends on the decision, but I would say mostly I think with the heart. If that makes sense. I feel like I need to be passionate about something, and if I'm passionate about it, then I'm able to make the decision a lot better. Just because something makes sense to me logically doesn't make it easier to make decisions. And I think that's something very important about my personality. So I'm going to disagree with this one. I know a lot of you guys might go the other way with that one, but that's why this is a personality test and we can all choose our own thing. Wow, Cameron, $5 donation. Thank you so much. I don't have a job, much money, but I believe in paying it forward. I hope this helps. You paying it forward has, listen, you've paid for the live stream. Nobody else has to do anything anymore. You just gave me $6 today. Appreciate it very much, dude. Let's see. Valerie says, dress up or role playing more comfortable, I guess, because I can hide. Oh, that's an interesting point. Doing the role playing and dressing up, you can just put on a costume and pretend it's not you. Um, that's a really interesting idea. Um, I think I would like to do that just for that reason as well. Now that you put it that way, but I still am going to stick with my answer. Bob says avoid all social situations because or besides work. I just don't feel comfortable around people, but I'm okay with it. Yeah, I've always just feel uncomfortable around people. So, Cyber Creation says, I'm very reserved and quiet, spend a lot of time alone. Yeah, I spend most of my time alone as well. It's very rare for me just to have people around me. That's why I always look forward to just, getting a phone call from somebody or being able to visit a friend. It's always cool. Marsh says, I'm more of a logical guy when it comes to making important decisions. While everyone can act a bit hectic, I notice that I'm always level headed. All right, I'm going to keep moving on. I got to get this test done so we can talk about it some more. Keeping your options open is more important than having a to-do list. I do value the idea of having your options open, like be ready for new things to happen. I'm that I think that way. Do I think it's important to have a to-do list? Yes, but I want to be more ready for things to come. So my personality is I'm going to agree with that one. If your friend is sad about something, you are more likely to offer emotional support than suggest ways to deal with the problem. This is an interesting question because I really do feel the desire to support people emotionally more than I do to help them with their problems. Just because in my life, I've always been this really emotional guy. I get sad, I cry a lot. Actually, I haven't cried that much lately in my life, but that's just how I've always been. So when I see somebody emotional, no matter which way they are emotional, I always want to be a part of that. I always want to support them, but for me, this really doesn't matter to me. I I think that we have more people that are willing to help suggest ways to deal with the problem, and not enough people in society that really are helpful on the emotional side. So it's kind of a supply and demand type thing for me, where whichever one seems to be the most useful on a case by case basis is what I'm gonna do. But I'm definitely more emotional than I am the other one. All right, next question. You rarely feel insecure. Okay. I'm really insecure. I think you guys get that by now. Um, you have no difficulties coming up with a personal timetable and sticking to it. A lot of these questions are repetitive, all about creating a schedule, being organized, sticking to your plan. But no, the answer to this one is I do have difficulties doing that. If I had a schedule, if I had a timetable and I stuck to my plan, my life would be so much better. Like that would be the easiest way for me to make my life instantly better. So, I'm gonna disagree with this one. So, what do you guys think about that one? Would your life be better if you were able to do that, or do you already do that? Don't know. Cyber Creation says, I'm trying to follow in your footsteps. I started my own channel, Random Videos. Cool. Maybe I'll check it out. I think whoever's watching this, go ahead, check it out. Cyber Creations. Zach says, I feel like everyone around me is somehow way better than me. That's typical for when, if you're really insecure, if you feel like there's something wrong with you, that's something that a lot of people are dealing with, is just wanting to be more like other people or feeling inferior. So that's why, one of my really the things that I want to do on this channel is talk a lot about confidence, how to build confidence, how to build self-esteem, how to like yourself more, how to not feel like that. Do I have the answers right now? Not necessarily, but I'm working on it, and that's something I would like to do, to explore that more. Cameron says, I started one as well. It helps massively. I feel as if my phone is my friend now. That's awesome. All right. Let's see. Let's get back to the test. Got to get this done. Not done yet. All right. You have no difficulties coming up with a. Okay. Did I already answer that? I thought I answered that one. Disagree. I do have problems with that. Being right is more important than being cooperative when it comes to teamwork. I mean, when it comes to teamwork, cooperative is more important because, like, you can be right by yourself, but if you're in a group of people, if you can't get along with them, it doesn't matter if you're right. You got to know how to interact with others in a group and be cooperative. So I believe, this is my opinion, um, is that being cooperative is more important. But I do understand what they're trying to say here. Again, these questions are just trying to get you to reveal a part of your personality. It's not necessarily there's like a right or wrong answer. Okay, you think that everyone's views should be respected regardless of whether they are supported by facts or not. This is where my opinions might disagree with you and a lot of people watching this, is that I believe that everybody's views should be respected. Um, However, if you're gonna have some sort of a view that it really does matter if it's supported by facts, like, I do not respect people who are not willing to adjust what they think and feel. If the facts come in and they don't support what you say, and you're just narrow minded and you don't want to change your mind, I don't respect that. But I do value highly the opportunity for everyone to share what they think. And I think it's important because I've always been this person who's been so shy and quiet that I oftentimes, when I was younger, would not be comfortable sharing my thoughts and feelings with people because it's like, well, what if they don't like what I have to say? Or what if I'm wrong? What if the facts don't support what I say? What I've realized is that it's actually just more important to say what you think and share your view. And if you're wrong, that's great. That's just a part of the process. Somebody will tell you, like, hey, buddy, you're wrong. This is the facts. Listen to the facts. And I'll be like, oh, okay. Then change my mind. So I do think that it's important to respect people's views. You feel more energetic after spending time with a group of people. This is like the classical introverted extroverted question. Um, I definitely am not more energetic when spending time with people. I get tired by spending time with people. I'm introverted. Like, I have to recharge by myself. You frequently misplace your things. I don't think that really applies to me. I don't really care about that question. You see yourself as very emotionally stable. No. Better than some people though, but definitely not. Let's see, what do we got? I'm gonna keep going. I gotta finish this. I appreciate all of your guys' comments. If you just joined and you're watching this, feel free to say hi, ask me questions, let me know what you think about the test, something like that. It'll be cool to have more people in the chat right now. So let's see. Next question. Your mind is always buzzing with unexplored ideas and plans. Yes. You would not call yourself a dreamer. No, I'm definitely a dreamer. I dream really big, constantly dreaming. So answer that one. Okay, you usually find it difficult to relax when talking in front of many people. This is an interesting question because I'm very quiet and introverted and reserved and shy, but I do want myself to be talking to a lot of people. I have a passion for public speaking, although I never have the opportunity to. I learned a lot about public speaking, and my goal is to eventually be able to get on stage and talk to people in real life. But a lot of the skills that I learned have translated to YouTube. So now I think about this as me public speaking. And so I do enjoy talking in front of a lot of people. It's just, am I relaxed? Um, Not really. It is. I'm still nervous because I have that social anxiety aspect to me. But I've built confidence doing it. That I don't know how I'm gonna answer that one. I'll just put it like that. I have built confidence, so it helps. See, that's what I mean. Like, if you're insecure about something, I believe it's possible to build confidence by building skill, and just through experience you get comfortable doing it. So no matter what you're insecure about, you can change it. You can get more confident. And I really do believe in that transformation, that it's possible for everyone. It's just under being able to understand that and how you get that is something that I'm trying to figure out, and hopefully in these videos I can talk about that more and explore that idea. um Snowy Gamer says check out my new gaming channel. Awesome. I'll have to check that out. Thanks for sharing that. Um, uh, Bob, I am reading your comments. I appreciate everything you're saying, but I gotta keep doing this test. So, generally speaking, you rely more on your experience than your imagination. I think so. Yes. You worry too much about what other people think. Totally. Constantly just worrying what people think about me. A lot of that, I feel like if you worry about what other people think about you, it's basically just your own inner um insecurities. Kind of, that's how it comes out, is you realize how insecure you are based on how much you worry what other people think about you. Um and it kind of, if what are you worried that other people are going to say to you, or what are you worried that other people are going to think about you? And if you specifically can identify what those things are that you're worried about that other people might think about you, when you recognize those things, realize that those things that you pointed out are the things that you are actually insecure about for yourself. So you might think you're worried that somebody else is going to judge you, but really you have already judged yourself because of the fact that that's what you're worried about. If you're confident, if you can overcome those insecurities, you're just not going to ever think about what other people think about you or worry. So 90% done. Last page. All right, let's get this done. If the room is full, you stay closer to the walls, avoiding the center. This is 100% true for me. Growing up in school or anything, I used to go to church, and when I would go to church and stuff like that, there'd always be people talking to each other, and I would just stand against the wall waiting for my parents so we could leave. At school, I remember going to a dance. Music was playing, but I wouldn't dance. I would just stand against the wall. So I'm very familiar with walls. Um, so yeah, that's me. Can any of you guys relate to this? Staying closer to the walls. That's definitely something. If you have social anxiety, or if you're just shy, um, that's something that you can relate to. All right, next question. You have a tendency to procrastinate until there is not enough time to do everything. 100%. I procrastinate a lot. So again, do you have problems with procrastination? If you do, feel free to leave a comment in the chat, share that. I struggle a lot with that. I usually wait to the last minute to do everything. Like in school, that would be a big problem because I wouldn't do my homework until the night before. Sometimes I'd have to write a whole paper in one night, and it just would not turn out very well. The quicker you do something, the sooner you do it, the more time you put into it, and getting it done before the deadline, just the higher quality of piece of work it's going to be. Procrastinating just means sloppy work, not putting in your best effort, and it's something that I have to constantly work on. Is putting in more work, time into something instead of procrastinating. Okay, a couple questions here. You feel anxious in stressful situations. Yep. You believe that it's more rewarding to be liked by others than to be powerful. Interesting question. Don't really know what it means exactly, but I really, really enjoy being liked by other people because I'm so insecure. I feel like nobody likes me. When I find out that somebody does like me a lot, like, a lot of people that subscribe to this channel, you guys give me great feedback. You're like, I love you, Kenny, and your videos, they help a lot. And, it really does make my day, like, so much to see that, because I've always felt like nobody likes me. So that's just insecurity. But I do value, when it comes to this question, I do value being powerful. Like, I believe in strength and determination and will and learning stuff. And I don't know what to say for this one. I'm just gonna slightly agree with that one because I do value being liked more. Okay, two more questions. You have always been interested in unconventional, ambiguous things, books, art, or movies. It doesn't really matter to me. You often take initiative in social situations. No. Sometimes, though, I guess. I've had to work on it. All right, that's it. When I click that button, I will see the results of the test. Let me look at your comments real quick, though. Cameron says, I find that as I improve my body language, my confidence improves as well. That's a great tip. Oftentimes, yeah, body language helps a lot in that kind of situation. Bob's got to go. See you, Bob. Cyber Creation says, I procrastinate so much, too much. Valerie says, same here. Cool. I think I might make some videos on procrastination because that is a big problem that I have. All right, let's see the results of this test. So, I already know what it's going to be because I've already taken this before. It is INFP. So this website, 16personalities.com, gives each character a name. This one's called the Mediator. It's only something that this website does. If you take it on other websites, they won't give it the same name. But the same INFP letter scale thing is going to be the same for everything. So if you do take this test, let me know what you get, or if you've already taken it, let me know what you are if you already know it. This website puts on an extra fifth letter at the end. Not every site does that though. So this is what the little person looks like for this one. It's a lady with a flower and it looks like butterflies or something. Says no one can stop dreaming. So let's look at the stats here. 91% introverted. So yeah, I'm mostly introverted. This one is intuitive versus observant. So I'm more intuitive. Observant, I've noticed my girlfriend's definitely observant. When you, I like to think about the difference between these ones as, like, she notices things a lot. Like if I am wearing a shirt that's like a weird, like a new shirt, she'd be like, "Oh, you're wearing a new shirt." She's very observant. She sees things like that. She notices differences in things. I don't pay attention to details like that. I can't pick them up. But I'm intuitive, and that's for me. I think about that as I always try to answer the why questions. Like, why is this the way it is? And I try to understand things that way. Maybe that's not how this is supposed to be, but that's what I think of when it comes to the second letter in this, which is either it's either an N or an S. So I got the N for intuitive. The next one, I'm more of a feeling person than a thinking, more emotional than logical. But I'm surprised it's not more even. Last time I took this test, it was more like 50-50 on that one. I am very analytical. I do use logic. I do value logic, but I think the way I answered this test this time, I definitely went more emotional. And then we have judging versus prospecting. I think it was called perceiving on this. The P for this test always changes, it seems like. But the way I think about this one is judging is like being very judgmental about stuff. So if you are constantly looking at other people and saying, "Hey, that person is a little bit too nice, or that person's a little bit too mean. That person's a jerk," and you're constantly like judging other people based on the way they act. For me, I'm not that way very much. As you can see, I got the other one, where I couldn't care less what somebody's like. I don't judge people. I'm open for people can be however they want to be. I think this kind of goes into the whole why I'm such a messy person, not very organized. Um, if I see something, some people are very concerned about things being exactly in order, and if they have like a messy house or something that they have to clean, I think that's kind of where that comes into play. For me, I'm the other one, which I think of as being um, always looking towards the future and the possibilities and seeing how there's always a choice that can be made. And, I just kind of look at each option and see which one's best. That's the way I think about that. The last one is turbulent versus assertive. With turbulent basically means like up and down emotionally, insecure, that sort of thing. So let's look into this a little bit more. Um, Cameron says I'm ISFP. You're the adventurer. Marsh says I had the same type of personality for this test. Cool. It's always interesting to me to hear what other people get. Um. All right. So let's read it. I'm gonna read this because I think it's interesting for you guys. This is what my personality is, and again, there are 16 different personalities that you can get. Um, this website has categorized them. So these top four are the analysts. These ones are the diplomats. Again, that's something unique to this website. It labeled them all, but as you can see, there's 16 of them, and that's it right there. The introverts are on the left side, extroverts on the right side, and yeah, they just all got their own little thing. So let's read what mine is like, and then if you want, I can read what some of the other ones are if you're interested in them. The mediator personalities are true idealists, always looking for the hint of good in even the worst of people, um, searching for ways to make things better. They may be perceived as calm, reserved, or even shy, but they have an inner flame and passion that can truly shine. Um, uh, the risk of feeling misunderstood is unfortunately high, but when they feel like minded people to spend their time with, when they find like minded people to spend their time with, the harmony they feel like a fountain of joy and inspiration. That's kind of the way that I feel in my life, is that I always feel like it's hard for people to understand me, but when I find some people that do, it's like this is awesome. I can be myself. I can feel comfortable. It takes a while for me to really be that way, but like this says, there's like an inner flame and passion that I've always felt that that's true. Like there's always this passion within me that I want to get out and I want to express, but it's like too insecure to let it really show. Um, let's see what else we have. They're guided by their principles rather than by the other things like logic, excitement, and practicality. Yeah, I'd say I'm guided more by my principles. What I believe in, that sort of thing. Um, that's always important. They're led by purity of their intent, not rewards or punishments. Um, it can. Oh, here we go. People who share this personality type are proud of this quality, but not everyone understands the drive behind these feelings, and it can lead to isolation. There you go, guys. That's why I'm isolated so much. Let's see. What do you guys have to say about all this? We got 9 people watching. Thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate it. By the way, thank you, Cameron, for donating the $6. That has been, it made it really. Oh my, I can't even believe that you did that. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, this channel will eventually grow so much that I keep getting more and more new people here, and then the new people will decide that they want to donate and help me out because my videos aren't gonna make me any money yet. I don't have any viral videos or anything, but the donations are really going to make the biggest difference for me. Allow me to, because I want to like make better videos and everything. Like this is like my first attempt at doing something different besides just sitting here and talking. Um, like I just realized that I want a better webcam. I realized that I want to spend more money to do things that can really make this channel better. But it's like I don't know. We'll get there, guys. But okay, moving on. What do you guys think about this test so far? How many of you guys are gonna go check this out in a little bit? Um, let's see. What else do I have to say for this one? At their best, this personality type, uh, it's enabled us to communicate deeply with others, easily speaking in metaphors and parables, and understanding and creating symbols to share their ideas. That makes sense to me. Um, the strength of their visionary communication style leads itself well to creative works and comes at no surprise that many of these personality types are poets, writers, and actors. Well, that makes sense why I'm doing what I'm doing, you know. It makes sense why I'm the person here who has the YouTube channel trying to talk about all this stuff. Um, I do I do enjoy symbolism, and metaphors, and parables, and stories that have lessons in them uh, more than I think some people do. Uh, mediators' ability with language doesn't stop with their native tongue. A lot of them learn a second language. Okay. Listen to many people but talk to few. Unlike the extroverted people, this personality type will focus their attention on just a few people, a single worthy cause. Um, yeah, you guys can read this on your own. Um, they often get drift into deep thought, enjoying contemplating the hypothetical and philosophical more than any other personality. That makes sense. That I'm really interested in the hypotheticals and philosophical stuff, and other people just aren't into it so much. Left unchecked, they might lose touch with drawing into hermit mode. It can take a lot of energy to bring them back into the real world. Can you guys see how this personality test really is getting it right? Like, this is completely me, and this test came up with this based on what I'm like, and you know, I am the hermit type. I do isolate myself. I do have a desire to understand and listen to people and be quiet um and you know it's just so accurate. So if you haven't taken this, like take it. It's such a great thing to take. Um so which one do you want me to check out next? Because I will check out another one. I'm gonna check out one that's kind of opposite of me just so you can get an idea of how the different personalities are like. So one that's opposite of me would be, we'll go to the executive. This is literally the exact opposite. They got the extroverted one. I'm the INFP, and this one is the ESTJ. The executives are representatives of tradition and order, utilizing their understanding of what is right, wrong, and socially acceptable to bring families and communities together. They value honesty, dedication, and dignity. They're valued for their clear advice and guidance. See, I am definitely not somebody who is valued for my clear advice and guidance. I do not have clear advice and guidance. I'm willing to give advice, but I say, well, maybe this will work, maybe that'll work. I'm not very decisive. I'm kind of wishy washy, really. So, this type of personality is like, I know what's right, do this. They're very confident. I think that's why I always look up to these types of people because they're more taking action and orderly. Um, so these ones tend to be the community organizers in society, bringing people together. I'm not like that. I'm not extroverted. I can't do it. um, strong believers in the rule of law. Authority must be earned. I mean, I kind of like that, but that's just not my personality, you know? Um, all right, I might just stop doing this soon because it seems like there's not really much more for me to cover here. You guys can go check this out on your own over at 16personalities.com or whatever website you feel like going to. But I just wanted to show you that this exists. It's a really cool thing to do as far as, looking at your personality type. Um, if you are watching this and if you're watching this after I upload it to my channel, excuse me, I had to burp. If you're watching this later on, feel free to leave in the comments on this video what you got. I'd be interested in seeing that later on. I think I might end the stream here because I'm kind of running out of things to say, and there's not very many comments being directed at me right now in the chat. Got a lot of cool people here. I'm loving that I can just get on these live streams and talk to new people and meet you guys and say hi. Let's see here. Getting time for me to go. I'm so happy. Like I have this thing on my phone where I can see how many subscribers I have, and like every day it's just my subscribers keep going up, and it's just so cool that like I wake up and it's like I have more subscribers than I did the day before. All right. How's your girlfriend, Kenny? She's doing good. She just got her diploma from college. She went for like a medical assistant type deal. I don't really know exactly what it is. It's like an associate's degree or something. We're doing great. It's been almost like 5 years that we're together. Of course, we met in high school. Let's see. What else do we have? Um, will we get to meet her? Yes, eventually at some point. I don't know. It's just the time isn't right to do that for me. I feel like I want to get my channel into a different place than where it's at right now before I start bringing in her or family. But yes, if you stick around for a while, for sure. And I hope that some of you guys do stick around on this channel for a while because I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep learning new things. I'm going to have more stuff to talk about. Here, let's get off this webpage. And all right, that seems to be it. I don't really have much more for you guys. I wish I did, but I just wanted to take that personality test, and yeah, I actually have to get going anyway. So cool, this works. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you everybody who donated with a super chat. Well, actually, that's just you, Cameron. One last question. What's a good book for self-improvement? It's a good question. Self-improvement books. I don't really have a book in mind that I go to because I really don't read books all too much. I do most of my self-improvement stuff through watching YouTube videos of like channels on YouTube that I think are great for personal development. I think you'd have a better luck just looking it up on your own than asking me, honestly. Don't come to me for all your questions. I don't know what I'm doing. If I knew what I was doing, I'd have my life in order. So, anyway, thank you everyone for being here. I do have to go. I wish I didn't have to, but I appreciate it. All right, I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Bye. Don't really know how to end these things, but that's it. See you later.